Hello and welcome, bookworms. Welcome to this week's episode of The Contented Narrative. We are looking at The Devil's Advocate by Steve Cavanagh. Now, I've read every single one of the books that are out so far. I think he's just released a new one, which I have not read yet. And I have reviewed a couple of the books on this channel as well. So with this one, it was a very interesting premise. So it's a defense attorney a district attorney, apologies, who is called Randall Corn, and he delights in putting people on death row, and he delights in getting people the death row penalty. And it starts out with Randall Corn pretending to be on this guy's side and then going, sorry, nothing we can do. We're going to kill you anyway, even though you're innocent. I mean, he doesn't know they're innocent, but like, do you know what I mean? And then, so what happens is an innocent man, Andy Dubois, is accused of killing his co-worker, and his defense attorney, has gone missing. We don't know what's happened to him. So Eddie Flynn gets called in because someone thinks there's something suspicious going on with Randall Corn and doesn't quite trust him. And so Eddie Flynn comes in to deal with Randall Corn and to get Andy Dubois, who is innocent, off of death row. Like, he's not been convicted yet, but to get death row off the table, to get him presumed innocent. And as usual, I love reading Eddie Flynn. I love reading the way that Steve Cavanagh writes him. I think he's a really great character, well-rounded. He's the side characters that he's got as well are very, very good. The only downside with this is there was like a subplot within a plot. So if they'd have just kept it between Eddie Flynn facing off against Randall Corn and doing everything that he can to get Andy Dubois off and to prove that Randall Corn is corrupted, absolutely would not have been a problem. But then there was also like this sort of like KKK Hill like killing subplot like that I didn't fully understand, that kind of came out of nowhere, that made no sense, that, you know, it felt off to me, that little bit, and it just felt like there was no need for it. And normally, as I said, I'm reading Eddie Flynn books and they're flawless, but this I was kind of like, you've got this racist element, which I get because Andy Dubois is black in this really like southern town where it's like everybody's kind of still racist, but I felt like you could have just kept it at Randall Corn versus Eddie Flynn, not Randall Corn and the KKK against Eddie Flynn. It just felt unnecessary. But apart from that, the ending is sort of satisfying. So the Randall Corn Eddie Flynn ending is completely satisfying, but then the KKK racist subplot storyline wasn't as satisfying because I was just always confused when I was reading about it. So it just kind of left me a bit sort of like, but again, why was it even needed? But you might read it and go, actually, it adds layers to the book, it adds this, it adds that. And if that's what you think, absolutely 100%, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, because, you know, literature and good art is what your interpretation is, okay? But I do think, I mean, honestly, I've reviewed loads of his books. I've met him at Waterstones. He is a great author, great books. I love them. I love reading about Eddie Flynn, and I would say definitely give this 100%, give this a go. Because this is quite far in the series, and again, like with the Peter James one, you don't have to read them in order, but it does allude to things that have happened in the previous book. So if you've not read any Steve Cavanagh, if you've not read any Eddie Flynn books, start from the beginning and work your way through. Now, I started with 13 by complete accident, and that's not the 13th book, it's 13, which I did review on this channel. And then I kind of read them out of order. But I would say if you're the kind of person that likes to know what they're alluding to, start from the beginning and work your way. But as I say on every video, Kindle, library, hardback, paperback, however you want to read it, you do you. But thank you so much for your continued support, and remember to always keep it contento.